Hey everybody, it's me, V, the CPS Scholar, and I'm here with another quick video about honestly and truthfully some people I don't give a darn about. But since, if you don't know, when I started my channel, I started doing reviews for Love is Blind because I love season one, and so I got into season two, and boy, was it messy. And there's two more, I think the only other couple that made it to the end is getting divorced, y'all. They're getting divorced, and I feel like saging this entire video because the spirit of bad relationships and bad communication and divorces is flying all up and through. But I'm scared I'm gonna burn my shit down. Part of my friend, I'm gonna burn my stuff down. So trying to multitask and sage the situation. So I'm gonna act right. I'm gonna sit here and talk to you. So what I'm gonna say is, I hope this video finds you loved, safe, happy, and getting everything that you need. And let me hit you with the intro, and then we will talk about these folks that we're gonna get into why I don't give a damn about these people, but I'm talking about them anyway. Let me hit you with the intro. All right, I'm Vita CPS Scholar, and as I said, this channel is about reactions, reviews, and grown-up conversations. And I decided to jump on here and do a quick video about Nick and Danielle from Love is Blind season two. Who are these people? If you don't remember, is them. These pictures are doing them justice, but I'm gonna go ahead and leave it alone. If you don't watch if you didn't watch Love is Blind, it is basically a show where a bunch of people go into seclusion, and I want to drop a little tea about that, into seclusion, talk to people without seeing them, and try to prove if love is blind. They're in pods, they have conversations, they decide whether or not, based on the conversations, if they want to propose to somebody, then they meet. They go on a vacation together, then they go back to real life, meet people. And as if you've seen my other video, Ayana and Jared got divorced too. This is a similar situation where this was a dumpster fire that nobody put out. And we decided to go along for the ride. So, since it's gonna be a quick video, I'm just gonna say a little bit about what made me think that this was not going to work. Yes, there's a whole relationship timeline on peoplemagazine.com, Us Weekly, everybody, because this is a big deal. Um, that goes through their relationship timeline. But what I remember from the show is they talked in the pods, and one of the things I noticed was Danielle actually lost 70 pounds, just like Depty. If you remember Depty in Shape, that was a hot mess where they said no at the altar. He was an F boy, it was all horrible. Danielle had lost 70 pounds, and she acted like she lost 70 pounds. She was acting like she was still insecure. She was still worried that people were going to be repulsed by her. All this other stuff that like really, really, really stressed you out. And then Nick seemed like him and his tropical shirts, they seemed like they might have been okay. But then he started talking, and it was like, oh, he was a gossiper. He was a mess starter, all that other stuff. But either way, they met. I mean, they actually met. They both liked how each other looked. Nick was a nerd. I think he might have been. I think he was working in technology, so he had a nerd vibe. Danielle was kind of like I said, she seemed insecure. Like she was just praying that the person, whoever picked her, loved her. They met each other. They went off to the place, and they had sex so fast we don't even know what happened. I don't even know I don't even know how they did it that quickly. But the problem is, the next day, he basically demonetized her in one day, and after that, she did not know how to act. They were in Mexico. She ate something. She got sick, so she was bedridden. They probably were required to go talk to the rest of the cast under obligation of the contract. And this girl was upset that he went and socialized with other people, and she cried in a closet for 3 hours. 3 hours because he talked to other people, y'all. It was really, really weird. Then on top of that, they sat up there and said they didn't know how to talk to each other. It was like they were speaking two totally different languages. Whenever Nick would say something, Danielle would take it another way. She'd be devastated. We don't need to be together. It was super crazy. And then it got even worse when they met the parents because Nick wasn't happy enough to meet her family. And it turned out like she tormented him for hours based on that. Then on top of that, when they moved in together, apparently he's super neat freak OCD, and she said she wanted to do ratchet shit with her friends. If you know what that reference is from, let me know. Uh, and she ended up dancing on a table in his apartment in a taco costume and breaking the table, if I remember. So the whole thing was strange. Then when they were going to go to the altar, Nick told her to say no when they got to the altar. And when he got up there, he was sweating like a hole in church. He didn't want to do it. But what did they do? They got up there and they said yes. It made no sense. He was constantly making sure she was okay, walking on eggshells, making sure he didn't say anything that ticked her off. She didn't think he really loved her. She kept checking to see if he really loved her over and over and over again. And the whole thing was messy boots, a hot mess. So guess what? After a year, they're getting divorced. Are we surprised? Definitely not. Let me go ahead and read some of the stuff that the excuses they're making for why they're getting a divorce. And then I noticed both these couples got divorced after a year. So there must be a contract, kind of like Married at First Sight, where everybody says yes on decision days, but 3 weeks later, all of a sudden everybody hates each other. Might y'all be faking for the TV so y'all can get an extra check? And especially if you guys get on couples cam, you get even more of a check. These people cannot stand each other and they go on these shows for clout, or they try to force a relationship that doesn't work to work. Been there, done that. Didn't even get a damn t-shirt. This thing, this show, I'm really starting to side eye. I really loved it at first, but I mean, once again, it proved that love is not blind. At least it's not deaf, and you can hear when you are not compatible with this person. So let me go ahead and pull up the article real quick so we can discuss why they said they're getting divorced. Not like they were supposed to be together anyway, but I digress. Very strange stuff. All right. Let's see what they talking about. That's the other couple that got divorced. Jared and Ayana. We all knew that was a hot mess. Okay, let's go. After meeting on season 2 of Netflix Love is Blind and tying the knot last year, June. So they made it a couple months past the June. Rule, which is Danielle, filed for divorce from Thompson, who's she's 29, he's 36, on Monday at Cook County Circuit Court in Illinois, according to court documents. The pair previously attended Lollapalooza with friends earlier this month after sharing photos of the two of them from a romantic beachy photo shoot. People be faking for the internet. They be miserable at the house. But her last name is still the same on her Instagram. So let's see. Let's not talk about Ayana and Jared again. So it says, as I said, these people did not know how to communicate with each other, says, and it makes sense how this is written. We've put frameworks in place for communication. We've had to force ourselves through some conversations about what we actually need in that moment and have worked on being able to articulate that. Y'all, they do not know how to talk to each other. Like I said, I've been there, done that. Sometimes that means walking away for a little bit, or sometimes that means let's table it and drop it and forget about it. There's so many different things that we're applying in our communication that has already given us a good step to move forward, but they're getting a divorce. Rule added, a lot of couples, when they're dating, have the opportunity to naturally learn one another's language, as you would if you were trying to learn a language outside of English. Learning that in such a short period of time is very difficult and takes a lot of patience, love, and understanding from both sides. Lord, it's getting deeper. That's why we are trying every single day to figure out how to interpret what the other person's saying. They did not understand each other, y'all. Hell, I can barely understand myself right now. Disclaimer, guys. Took a lot of energy for me to come on this video because it's been a long day at work. And I did a little bit of self care to get the energy to come up on here. So always make sure you do self care to wind down for the day. I have my routine. Let me know what yours is. If you feel like doing it in the comments, if not, just drop a like and support me like you guys always do. Anyways, that's why we're trying every single day to figure out how to interpret what each other is saying because my definition of something could be an entirely different definition of what he thinks something is. She added, there's a lot of unnecessary conflicts that happen just based on misinterpretation. Now, that part I can totally agree with what she said on that. But y'all, both of them, there's no credible psychological term for that. Both of these people were batshit crazy. Like there was no other way to say nice way to say that. So with that being said, they're done. We knew it wasn't gonna work. It's crazy when you're on the outside looking in. So they probably were like, okay, the D was good, everything, the box was good, it's all lit. Maybe we could ride out with this, but like I said, when somebody's dancing on your table in your house playing PlayStation in a taco costume with her homeboys and homegirls, the patience wears thin. But as I was researching this article, looking up this article, I actually found something very interesting. So, if you're a fan of reality TV, you know there's reality shows like The Real World and Big Brother and all these other shows where even Ready to Love, which I review and I owe you guys some videos, so I'm probably gonna just lump it together and just ride it out. Where there's been complaints about the conditions of the resorts or places where they leave them, saying that there's only liquor and no water to drink. All right. That they're randomly leaving condoms everywhere. So when people are acting out of character on these shows, yes, like the twerk 2022 apparently that just happened on Ready to Love. Relax, y'all. It's South Florida. That's how we dance, but we're not gonna go there. Apparently, Love is Blind is getting sued. They're getting sued. If you want to hear about it, here it go. So let me go ahead and remove this screen. Oh my goodness. And share a dude that I don't remember, but he's fine. That's all I'm gonna say. He's a fine, unmelanated man. If you know me, you know why I'm saying that. Okay, so let's find this. Okay. So this gentleman in the tight suit and the jeggings, although he's still handsome, his name is Jeremy Hartwell. And all this alleged, I don't know any of these people in real life. I don't have money for a lawyer. Stay where you at. Accuses the show of inhumane working conditions in new lawsuit. The team behind Love is Blind is being sued by a former contestant. Season 2 hopeful Jeremy Hartwell has filed a lawsuit in Los Angeles against the production company Kinetic Content and the casting company Delirium TV. His lawsuit accuses the three companies of various labor abuses, including depriving the cast of basic essentials. So, at times, defendants left members of the cast alone for hours at a time with no access to a phone, food, or any type of contact with the outside world until they're required to return working on the production. That's what he claims. The lawsuit alleges that the three companies further control the cast by restricting food and drink at all hours of the day and regularly refuse timely food and water to the cast while on set, severely restricting the availability of hydration opportunities. All right, use that vocabulary. Even at the hotel living quarters, food was restricted to the point of severe hunger, the lawsuit reads. Defendants having knowledge of the fact that cast member at times would be starving instructed the hotel staff not to provide food to any cast member that asked them for food because of hunger, in a clear effort to ensure that the cast would continue to be deprived of food outside the presence of the production team. Woo! Okay. Also, it says that the companies regularly provided the cast for the drinks that they provided were only alcoholic beverages, soft drinks and energy drinks and mixers. Oh, y'all, I would be so sick as a dog if I was there. Allegedly, beverages were like water were strictly limited to the cast during the day. So basically, they wanted these people drunk and not within their wits so that they can make good TV. It says the company encouraged the cast members to consume alcohol throughout the entire day, and they were plied with unlimited amount of alcohol without meaningful or regular access to appropriate food and water to moderate their inevitable drunkenness. Okay, so they drinking on a empty stomach, even worse. How are these people even able to speak? I'm very sober right now, and I'm having a moment. Wow. So the combination of sleep deprivation, isolation, lack of food, and an excess of alcohol, all either required, enabled, or encouraged by defendants, contributed to inhumane working conditions and altered mental state of the cast. Maybe that's the way they can annul these marriages or get out of them. But it looks like they actually divorced. Let me see. Okay, so he was only there for a week. He didn't develop a significant connection. If you don't know, they have way more people there because they had a bunch of plus size people there, but none of them made it to the end. And if the love stories aren't exciting enough, they won't film them any further. So there's other people on there who actually hooked up and their relationship worked. So Netflix is staying hush. They're not saying anything. Delirium staying quiet. Oh, and they said they were underpaid. All right. And it was all for ooh. And if they decided to leave, they would owe $50,000 in liquidated damages. Okay. All right. And basically this man said he would hear himself say things that were contrary to what he was thinking. Wow. Anyways, that is super crazy, but I had that feeling because they said on the Real World, allegedly, that they basically gave them a bunch of liquor, wouldn't let them use phones, watch TV to force them to interact with each other, put people who they took check their mental ability that would be easily triggered, and just gave them a bowl of condoms and said good luck and Godspeed. Sounds like a party to me, right? But either way, that is the tea that is on Love is Blind. I said this was going to be a short video. It's been kind of crazy. I feel proud of myself that I jumped on here. Why? Because this channel is not only for me, but for you. And I get great feedback. And like I said, I'm going to be doing more reactions, more grown up conversations. And I owe you guys a few videos. I love this channel. I love to interact with you guys. Please leave me a comment and do your girl a favor. And you know what to do. Like it says, go ahead and like the video if you're digging my content. Subscribe. And I see I got a few more subscribers. And I love that I'm earning my subscribers organically. A lot of you guys come and watch the videos and you don't subscribe. Do me a favor, help your girl out. Cost nothing. Move me up the algorithm. Go ahead and subscribe so that you don't have to come find me whenever I drop a video. And like I said, love who loves you. May God bless you with everything that you need. And as I always say, the CPS scholar is what? Out. Told y'all it was going to be short and sweet.